Right, Speedrunners Arena, everybody out there in the chat. I hope you're really excited for a wonderful SMRAT tournament match. We're in the Swiss round 3. We have Toasty versus Desmous. Should be a pretty exciting race. I know Toasty from playing a lot of GT Classic with Toasty, and I'm also familiar with a lot of Toasty's other runs in RBO, and big spring ball fan. Super guy and great sense of humor. Desmous, I don't know much about Desmous, so I'm very excited to see this race and see how it turns out. We have Glove. They'll be doing tracking tonight. Invariel is handling the restream for us, and I'm Kev Nastics. Really just absolutely excited for Super Metroid. I wonder what kind of seed we're going to get. So feel free to make yourselves known in chat. Let's see, the racers are getting started. You have their trackers on the bottom left for Toasty, bottom right for Desmous. That tracker is going to tell us what items that they have collected. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. Really, you'll help me out today for sure. So this is my second randomizer match that I'm doing commentary for. I had tons of fun in the first one. My favorite part was trying to guess the logic and will the opponents toward what I thought was the logic, and then chat kind of letting me know, hey dude, that's not the logic. But I noticed it way too late, but it was a lot of fun. I had a blast doing it. Oh yeah, I'm super excited. So again, like I said, the bottom left and the bottom right, you see all these icons, and those are icons that Glove. Those are the icons that represent items in the game. So you have your beams on top, you have your movement items in the middle of those rows, and then a couple more movement items down next to Ridley's head there, and then you have Gravity and Varia are on top of each other, but you get the idea. Those are items. Those are items in the game. And you're also going to see bosses that are defeated. Those statues there, as they defeat the statues, they'll go gray. What we're looking for is we're looking for the runners to get basically the minimum item set that they believe that they can finish the race with. So that's what we're looking to see. So they're going to check items all over Planet Zebes, and hopefully they are able to follow the logic, which are picking up items that will tell you, okay, this opens here, this opens there. Fastest item set, I'm not sure. Whatever helps the racers feel like they can finish the game the quickest based on what is revealed to them. So the gate has been dropped, so it looks like we're going to start pretty soon. Really get pumped up. I don't know about you, chat. I get pumped up for a Super Metroid match. Doesn't matter what category it is. Excuse me. All right, everybody. 10 p.m. EST where I am. You can feel free to tell me what time zone you're in. Ooh, here we go, folks. Toasty. Meeman. That is one really cool thing about this randomizer here. You can customize the color palettes. So, man, that is trippy. I think I'd have some some difficulty playing the game with that. So both runners have Moonfall engaged, Moonwalk, so that means they can hold their beam and walk backwards without having to turn around. It also means that if they do a shot and then jump off backwards, it'll uncap their fall speed, and they'll basically, never reach terminal velocity. They'll just keep going faster and faster and faster. By the way, I do have dogs in the house. My dogs might bark if it gets insane. I'll have to mute my mic for a moment. Please bear with me. Dogs are dogs. We all love dogs. So they have the Morph Ball now. Samus can roll because Metroid doesn't crawl, at least to my knowledge. Super missiles. Super missiles, good. Supers are ultra necessary. They can help you get through red doors faster than missiles, and they can get through green doors, which allow you access to previously unreachable areas of the game. And power bombs. So they're going to try to deboost off this Rio. It's either Rio or a Scree. Samus is a contortionist, everybody. That's how she can get herself. She studied some gymnastics, worked on flexibility. I don't know if Desmous knows this, but you only have two reliable cycles to deboost to get that ammo. So I'd recommend, doing exactly what they're doing right now. And we have a move Toasty. Toasty is going to check. Billy Mays. So Billy Mays was a wonderful infomercial giant, and he was very famous as saying, "Here's this, but wait, there's more." So we got missiles. So more missiles. We had a vanilla Billy Mays. Yeah, it might depend on your positioning. I don't know what, if you do have two reliable cycles. That I had heard that from another commentator, so I could be wrong. And I am with Chad. I do not agree abandoning the ceiling power bombs, because if you don't have bombs, power bombs are like the next most important thing. Me personally, power bombs. If I find a pack of power bombs and I don't have bombs, I'm just going to keep picking up power bombs until I have bombs. Because what you're going to see is when Desmous Desmous is not going to be able to make this check at 230 missiles, and there could be an object there. They're not going to be able to do what Toasty just did and get the supers, which is in the Blue Brinstar power bomb location. And Desmous is pretty much going to be hoping that here in Vanilla Bombs that we're going to see, Bomb Teresa, that there's going to be bombs. So this could, an Old Mother Brain. Old Mother Brain is another one. So, so that's a lot of trouble in Big Pink. That's, if you're short on power bombs in Norfair, you're in big trouble. And again, this is not the vanilla game. So look at Toasty right there is already, fortunately that's just missiles. What did, so Desmous got power bombs from BT. So that'll allow them a chance to go back down. But again, who knows if Toasty's going to make that check. Toasty can full clear gauntlet. Can he? Okay. Toasty doing a nice behemoth climb or just defend climb, depending on where you heard it first and from which commentator. Really, really solid. Again, I'm very familiar with Toasty just through the GT Classic and just other categories I've seen Toasty play. He's quite prolific in the Super Metroid community. It's very cool to see his movement, because Toasty has a lot of really top level movement and good strats. And he's going to be right here picking up these power bombs. That's one extra pack on Desmous. So that's a lot of checks, and that's less farming you're going to have to do. And I'm definitely picking up that reserve tank at Terminator. I think in a rando, reserve tank is a really good idea in case you get a trolley seed that you can't find any E-tanks early on. So at least you can farm extra health. So I'm with that. I would definitely pick that up. And nothing too fascinating up there at the back end of Gauntlet. So, we'll have to see. I think a reserve tank in any other situation, but right now it's just kind of like, I'll take it because it'll be helpful, but I'd really rather prefer a suit or something really cool, like a beam. Only helpful if it's filled, but Super Metroid leaves you no shortage of enemies to farm health off of. I find ammo is really where you get trolled the most when it comes to drops. Really nice from Toasty laying that power bomb there. You can tell Toasty has a lot of rando experience just by a move like that, not forgetting that he doesn't have bombs. So we have Desmous in the early supers room. So we got a missile here, vanilla missile. Let's see what's behind there. Ooh, spring ball. So not a progression item, but that's like Toasty heard chat, It's not a progression item. I love spring ball. A lot of people are very divided in how they feel about spring ball, but I really do. I really do enjoy spring ball. So I'm picking that up. We got a power bomb. We're going to see what's upstairs. Meanwhile, Toasty is going to make their way to Green Brinstar. You're going to hear me name a lot of rooms. You're going to hear me name a lot of locations. By the way, Toasty's going to, I could just picture the smile on Toasty when he gets spring ball. So for those of you that might not know it, Toasty is a huge spring ball fan. So nothing that exciting. Desmous is going to have to watch his health. I got to tell you, I would definitely be checking downstairs, but this is a dangerous room. Make sure you select a missile. Yeah, I think a save would be called for, especially before that spiky room, unless they're just going to skip that. I would not be happy right now with that loadout and that amount of health where Desmous is. So there is a save room. If Desmous does go down through the floor, there's a save room to the left. Pop in, get a quick save. You know, personally, me, I would have farmed a little bit before I came down here. Those frogs upstairs were, oh my goodness. Bold. You can farm those fleas, or I'm sorry, those like flies right there. You can farm those guys. You know, those frogs are more reliable to drop down a power bomb than they are for health. So, but Desmos made it out alive. No trouble. Didn't fall on any of the spikes. Toasty's saying, no missile. I'm good. Oh, man. And Desmos also, good use of spring ball there, by the way, by Desmos. Skipping that mock ball, but decided not to pick up the missile. Me personally, I'm never counting on any beams. I'm picking I'm picking up every missile pack I can, supers and otherwise, and I'm picking them up until I get charged. Absolutely. Or wave and ice, that's pretty much it. But this amount of health that Desmos has, he's one hit, you're done, dude. So I'm a little nervous right now. Okay, a little bit of health. So here we go. I wouldn't go in there. Anybody having flashbacks of the Papa Schmo Bison race? I do agree with this call, by the way. That they're in here. A nice shot right there by Desmos. So that gate right there, you can only get that if you have wave beam. Oh my! So that did not work out. It's a real trolley seed from the start. That's what that reserve tank was there for, saying, hey, E-tanks, we're not giving them. And, okay, so Desmos is going to do Spore Spawn skip here. Good job. GG. I'm not ignoring Toasty, but we already kind of know the item loadout that's coming, so I'm kind of focused on Desmos right now. Yeah, at least 15 missiles is good. Me personally, I just like picking up missiles until I get a beam because I don't know. It's just I'm new. No dogs. Nobody's here. Hey, we got a raid. Fear on Burgundy, raiding with a party of 7. Welcome to Speedrunners Arena. We have a super duper, absolutely trolley seed where our runners have gotten practically nothing. Yeah, Toasty is moving in a very dangerous territory. Like I was saying, if anybody's having flashbacks, we saw a race with oh my goodness, down at Charge Beam. We saw a race last week, I think it was, where we had Papa Schmo and Bison, and I was doing commentary for that race, and they both died by side hoppers like many, many times. There were a lot of deaths. And we know, Desmos has given up on there. Oh my goodness. This is the missile seed. So we know Toasty's not going to find anything worthwhile here in Spore Spawn Supers. And then they'll go down to Charge Beam. I'm actually absolutely certain Toasty will check down there. Yeah, you can blame me for the low E-tank races because it's kind of funny. The only other rando when I did commentary for was that crazy, crazy low. Well, yeah, Spring Ball is the only item of note so far. Really cool when you have a bunch of gear. Nice moonfall, by the way, by Desmous. Really cool when you have a bunch of gear, but spring ball would definitely not be my first item of choice. I mean, I would take screw attack, high jump boots. I definitely take high jump boots. That's my first movement. Poor glove tracking. I have to agree with that. Yeah, thank you, Ron Burgundy, for the raid. I think I said it, but I'm not sure. I just want to make sure I did. Definitely appreciate raids. The more people we get here, the Toasty also, just like Desmos, really proven that they know their strats here, doing that wonderful glitch there to get the gate. Unfortunately, we know there's nothing good there. There's nothing, too stellar at Spazer. I mean, necessary. Nice. So anybody have predictions? I mean, neither one of our run-up red. I mean, I'm sure there'll be something at Moat, but it depends. We'll see what's going down in Crade. We've got 3 checks we can do here. That right to the left. Is Crade? Yeah, I guess Crade would be out of logic if you don't have high jump boots. And missiles galore. I kind of want to see if Toasty goes up red tower. I would not put it past him. I don't know if it's in logic. I mean, you certainly can get there. No, they don't have high jump boots. Nobody has high jump boots yet. We were just talking about the room specifically. Just, thinking about Crate as far as logic is concerned. Because when you play the vanilla game, the intended order of the game, you would get high jump boots first before you go to Crate. Just like you'd get ice before you go up red tower. But, a lot of more experienced runners can make. By the way, those that aren't familiar with Super Metroid, this game is really well known for sequence breaks. So the runners are going to try to find things that will allow them to progress without having to go through the intended order of the game. Although the intended order of the game is the logic you'd use to guess where items might be. Unfortunately, Desmos misses the Crate quick kill, which we'll talk about it when Toasty gets to Crate, because that'll be pretty soon. But makes decent work. Finishes up Crate pretty quickly. Decent drops from Crate. I'd pick up more power bombs, but that would be me personally. Plasma beam, so little extra firepower from Desmos. So I would be really happy with this low health to get plasma beam right now. You hope you get charged later. Plasma beam is one of the most powerful beams in the game. And yeah, that's a really good point. Brinstar full of ammo. A lot of the checks that our runners are making are going to be like kind of out of the way checks. So while Toasty is heading toward Crate and checking the Crate missile, we're going to see finds in the pocket, the janitor's closet, Crate's tank, whatever you want to call that room. Oh man, so I would be fuming right now if all I found missiles. But okay. So to explain the Crate quick kill, Toasty's coming up upon right now while Des is going to go down and check high jump boots. We're going to see going to line himself up in the proper position, and I don't use missile or if he's just going to shoot Crate, but going to try to lock Crate's arm into place or just fire 4 supers, 2 missiles. You'll see. Toasty's really good at it. P shot to the face, 1, 2, 3, 4 supers, boom. So that basically was able to freeze him there. Now, we got some question in chat about Desmos skipping blue Brinstar power bombs. We know that's, there were just super missiles there. Desmos doesn't know that. So that's a check that's possibly going to be in their mind. And I just realized that I haven't been watching the Discord down here. I've been watching the restream. So if my commentary is off by a couple seconds, I just noticed I was doing that. Desmos just found gravity suit. So that's pretty awesome. So Gravity suit is going to help significantly as far as reduction of damage. One way that gravity is different, one way that gravity is different in this category versus a vanilla category is gravity doesn't protect from heat damage. So this pretty much is telling Desmous that, you can go through water at Meridia, which, with the item set that he has, I wouldn't, but, but also it brings into logic, possibly wreck ship, because Phantoon is much less easy, much less damage output when you have gravity suit. But we're going to see, it looks like Desmous is going to check the missiles up here to see what's up here, maybe just doing some quick checks that they can do. So just we got supers there. I wonder if Toasty's going to check, when he comes out of high jump boots, gets his gravity suit, I wonder if he's going to check Croc Escape. Nice spring ball jump in there from Desmous. Is he going to try to do a gravity jump? All right, so we're just going to do some Meridia. Very close. I gotta say, I am kind of new here. I know Desmous could check Mama Turtle. I know that's a check. Did anybody see what Toasty saw down there? I missed what Toasty saw down in Croc Escape. I was looking at Desmous. Supers, okay, thank you. So I think Desmous is going to head toward wreck ship and go up Red Tower. Nope, we're going to check Mama Turtle. I'm sorry, I got confused what room they were in. Now, here's an interesting thing. Desmous has plasma, so those pink pirates are, they can take damage. It looks like Toasty's going to go through Meridia also. All right. We got an E-Tank up there. Yep, I'm not entirely sure can get an E-Tank with this loadout. No high jump boots, no space jump, but at least we know what's there. It's an E-Tank. So there aren't that many checks you can do in Meridia without bombs, because you can't do IBJs, infinite bomb jumps. You can do a gravity jump in sections. They can probably get up there and crab super. So anybody that's kind of new to the game, you might not know, some of the slang or some of the, room names. Everything has a pretty much a kind of like a slang name to it. And a lot of the people in chat are going to talk about logic. Where can we go? Where can't we go? Based on what ammo we have. There's discussion right now about whether or not Phantoon is in logic. And I think you need 6 tanks and no suit for Phantoon to be in logic. I don't know what the exact damage reduction that you get from the gravity suit, but it is significantly easier to get through wreck ship if you have gravity versus just Varia. I think gravity does more reduction in that area. I could be wrong, but we'll find out. I approve going up Red Tower where Toasty's going. But it looks like Desmous without wave beam. Okay, so they've decided that they're gonna go back. Red Tower check is probably the smart play, because to get back through Green Brinstar, you'd have to do a gate glitch, and that does not favor Desmous ammo count. Toasty finding more missiles. Finding an E-Tank, so I think that definitely does put wreck ship into logic, but without bombs, can they gravity jump into wreck ship from the moat? And I wouldn't be surprised if we find another movement item at beta power bombs. So that's I absolutely certain that Toasty's going to check there, and then we'll see if Toasty does take a save. So neither of our runners have saved yet. Not a bad safety early in the race, but of course they're pretty well protected for this section of the game. So in the vanilla version, you would not have gravity suit at this point. So, oh my goodness, missiles. So you wouldn't have gravity suit at this point, so you're not going to be taking as much damage from these enemies as you would in other parts of the game. It'd be really cool if we got to moat. And when we get to moat, we find like speed or bombs or space jump, because those things would definitely put wreck ship in logic if it's not already. Could definitely do a CWJ, and I know Toasty probably has that capacity. Here we go. High jump boots, everybody. Arguably the best movement item in the game. Toasty toast. So here we go, everybody. We have wreck ship. So wreck ship is also in logic via Forgotten Highway. Okay, that's good to know. And let's see, can you access Forgotten Highway from yeah, we've seen everything in Brinstar except for Waterway. So now it's kind of evened up, with the only real advantage being to Toasty right now is just ammo. Really, that's it. So I'm putting Toasty ahead by more than just ammo, because you see Toasty's already in wreck ship. While we have a quiet moment here in spooky missiles, which just more missiles, more useless stuff. Spazer missiles, come on. You know, take a look at Toasty's fancy timer, if you can see it. Got a dancing Samus. I love it. I have not seen anybody else with that. Did Desmous pick up Spazer and turned off Plasma? I don't think they realized that. I don't think he realizes he did that. Because when you pick that up, it will overwrite Plasma because it recognizes which beam you got first. So I don't know if they noticed. I would turn Plasma back on. Not that it's going to matter for Fantoon so much. But, well, you know, I would actually say it's better to Spazer on the Flames. I hate Spazer on Fantoon's Flames. All right, so we got a slow from Fantoon because this seed, you know, it's just going to reward the players for absolutely nothing. And, you know, another slow because Fantoon. By the way, everybody just watching here, hey, whoever guessed slow, you could be right. Oh, that's 0. Poor Toasty. So Fantoon has 3 patterns: slow, fast, and mid. Holy crap, dude. So we just got slow by Toasty. 0, you win. If you were voting for Toasty, you win, man. Oh my goodness. So Desmous is in a little bit of trouble. Plasma will knock those flames out, but without charge, Desmous can't pseudo screw. So if Desmous did not have gravity suit, he would have been done for, like, really fast, even if he just had Varia. It is very difficult to survive an enrage pattern from Fantoon when you don't have charge beam. You know, or screw attack, you know, because that's possible in a rando also. I tend to, you know, think more in the vanilla game, but gravity suit gives you an astounding amount of protection against Fantoon. All right, so Toasty going through more item collection. I'm expecting Desmous to make it through this Fantoon fight, so no sweat. Toasty's a little bit ahead just by virtue of having Fantoon down and having a little bit more ammo. The loadout is pretty much the same. You know, you're going to pick up super missiles because if you never find charge beam, you need 60 supers to kill Mother Brain 2. So supers are really ridiculously important if you don't have charge beam. Me personally, I pick up super missiles until I find charge beam, you know, or until I have like an obscene amount, like 80. I think we're going to find Meridia access. This question from the chat: are we going to find Meridia access, or are we going to find Varia? So Varia will get us into the lower area, the heated area of the game. And then Meridia, we'll need ice or speed to put Meridia in logic. Maybe there's another way. I mean, there's a lot more we can access that we have high jump boots. Toasty is going to check. And, you know, gravity suit, this is a really responsible check. without bombs, well, he can just do a long jump. So coming to us, just went through the spiky room of death, which is extremely dangerous in most categories because you generally won't have the gravity suit at this point. But like I said, gravity suit offers you quite a lot of protection. Toasty can wall jump here, nothing too big. Toasty's resetting. So he did save after Fantoon. It's very smart because it's quicker to reset, just get back to the save room from here. That's a disappointing find. But I would full clear right now with the loadout I would full clear wreck ship until it finds me a progression item. Because the last thing I want to do is go to Meridia and then eventually have to backtrack here. And nothing downstairs, nothing lower is in logic because we don't have Varia's suit. So we've made all the checks we can there. We don't have speed, so we can't check Waterway, which is back at Pink Bryn. So yeah, full clear wreck ship would be a good play. Like if I'm Toasty after I do this, I'm check the annoying robot room to the right. Desmous catching on, making the same call that Toasty did, because again, reset is a little bit faster than backtracking your way and risking death through the spiky room of death again. So today in a race, I called high jump boots at this robot room that Toasty is in, and sure enough, there it was. So I'm Toasty. I'm picking up this E-Tank. I'm not unhappy about an E-Tank find right now. Toasty can't check sky missiles though, unless he wants to take a ride on, the aerial hoverboard or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to get chastised again for not knowing what everything's called. I need a cheat sheet over here. Remocturus brings up a really good point. Toasty is a good enough runner. He's experienced enough that he could potentially crystal flash clip into Meridia. With 3 E-Tanks, Toasty's experienced enough that he could take on Dragon. And with high jump boots, he can absolutely get out of Dragon's lair with a gravity jump. So 4 E-Tanks, it would be a bold move, but Toasty is capable, absolutely, of doing a crystal flash clip. And he's going to give a check here, so he's going to take a ride. So this is a much easier check if you have bombs. It's a much easier check if you have speed. And you know what? You're right. There was a mention that Toasty did not check. Was that bombs up there? Was that bombs? Dude, Toasty, worth it. If you can get bombs, I'm telling you, bombs is an absolutely underrated item in this game for rando. Not having to rely so much on power bombs, not having to watch your power bomb count is a pretty big deal. But with Toasty not having, Desmos not even checking. But with Toasty not having bombs, Toasty's going to come back later too. Or not at all, really, because you know what? He has enough power bombs. At this point, he does not need. You can rely on drops and other things like that. It would just be like basically a quality of life situation. I think bombs completely improves the quality of life. And by the way, everybody taking a look right now, we're pretty much even. The only advantage Toasty has over Desmos right now is ammo. So this is cool. Anybody super psyched that 30 minutes in, we're virtually identical? So there's 2 items here that Desmos can check and Toasty will check too. Behind these robots, we have an item that's in vanilla game is missiles. And then there's Varia. So I'm going down, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you. I'm going, I might have gone over to check the other item just to see if it was a movement item, but, not that, I guess, I don't know. It wouldn't be speed, so I guess the only other thing it could be would be ice. Or grapple. Space. Good point. Not checking the ocean missiles. I wonder if Desmos forgot about it or just decided, oh no, they checked it on the way in. Okay, my bad. They checked it on the way in. So yeah, they don't need space. So, but the thing is me, I would have checked to see who was in the wreck ship reserve, just to know in case it was something that, would really, I don't know, not a very necessary check. So, but what we're going to do now is the racers are going to go down and go to Norfair and potentially lower Norfair from there. That's exactly where I would go. It'd be a very, very dangerous lower Norfair, but they have plasma beam, which would be better than if it was just Spazer. Definitely better if it's just, worst room in the game would be pretty difficult. They're going to need a lot of supers. Power bombs, it's doable with high jump. If you can find space, it's a huge quality of life item. High jump boots, it's not that difficult for worst room in the game, especially when you get the pirates out of there. Then it's just a matter of just being, a perfectly aligned wall jump. It's just dangerous. I did lower Norfair in a seed this week with relatively the same loadout these guys got right now, and it was survivable, but it was not easy. It was very dangerous. I actually would say that with this loadout, Ridley would be the easiest part because I think a 30 super kill on anybody that has any experience is not that difficult. Look at these synced elevator rides, y'all. So let's talk about normalized movement. Glove brings up normalized movement. There are a lot of strats in the game that you can make easier by lining them up in a way that I don't know if I how to perfectly explain that. Check Cathedral, Desmous, good. But when you have normalized movement, you're setting up a special move that you're going to do, and it makes it a little bit easier to get done. So Desmos making use of spring ball. Really cool. Really nice way to get through Rising Tide. That's cool. I haven't seen that strat yet. Toasty's going to lay a power bomb. I wonder if he's going to do the check down left before going where Desmos is. And he is. So Toasty's going to check this path to Croc missile, I call it. I don't know what name it is, but, there's no speed, so he's not going any further than this. E-tank, so not worth it unless you come back that way. Toasty, with both suits and these E-tanks, not until he gets to lower Norfair is he in any real danger, to be honest. So Desmos is just going to go to lower Norfair, huh? That's pretty bold. I think I would check, and I don't know if it's the right play, and maybe I missed it because I was watching Toasty, but I would have checked Bubble Mountain. I would have checked Speed. Honestly, I probably would have checked Wreck Ship Reserve and maybe even Wave Beam before going to lower Norfair, because lower Norfair is, it's dangerous. Again, survivable. Okay, so this is an interesting gravity jump. I probably would have done it from the stairs on the right side. Pointing out in chat that it'd be more efficient to check speed and wave on the lower Norfair escape. And true, that it would absolutely be more efficient to do that. For me, I would second guess that decision only because I'm not 100% convinced of my movement down there. But see where Toasty is at the north. See, he's got speed booster now. This is huge. Not only is it going to make his movement way faster down in lower Norfair, because that's where I'm sure he's going to go, but it also gives him access to Meridia. And we don't know if Desmos is going to check. We don't know if Desmos is going to make that check, the Bubble Mountain Reserve, because and that's what I'm saying. When I have Varia, and maybe it's just a very hundo idea way of playing things, but I'm going to clear where I am. And Toasty is pretty much at the point right now where he is ammo away from go mode. If Toasty picks up Charge Beam, he's in go mode. And then that's match. So, and here's the other thing that Toasty has an advantage of. Desmous is blowing supers here because you have to, pretty much in this room to get through it. But Desmous is going to have to farm at Ridley because no Charge Beam. So he needs 30 supers to kill Ridley. And we're out already. You need supers to get through the green door to get into the Metal Pirates. There really aren't that many reliable places to farm supers over here until you get past the Metal Pirates. And he needs a super to get in the Metal Pirates. So this is rough. Not saying he's not going to find supers, but anybody that plays GT Classic would know that there's not a lot of super drops over here. I mean, usually you don't go this way, but I don't know. I want to save one super for the Metal Pirates door. I guess supers are on my mind. And there's no grapple for Desmous. So that's going to make farming supers before Ridley take a very long time. Now, I'm pretty sure some of these enemies drop supers, but this isn't good. I think Desmous is going to be in for a long fight here, a long day. Please save. So, all right. So this is a really bold move here. No save, no super. So we can't get to Metal Pirates. And we have low health. I'm sorry, Toasty. I'm not ignoring you. I'm very concerned with Desmous, and I'm not sure if they're aware that they're just stuck. This might be a super pack, though. You know what? That's probably what Desmous was hoping for. All right, so good luck, Desmous. I feel for you, man. I can imagine this is extremely frustrating. Yeah. Unfortunate, and is that back at Fantoon? I think that's all the way back in Wreck Ship. Yep. Sorry, Desmous. You kept it real close. That was really super close, super exciting. I would imagine they would go probably the same way. And, oh my goodness, and bowling again. So very frustrating for Desmos, I'm sure. And I feel bad because there was an opportunity, and I know it's a race, but I would not be going to Lower North Fair without full supers. And again, just knowing that green door is there, and knowing that you have to face those pirates in the worst room in the game that we saw took 3 supers apiece, just shows you ammo count is incredibly important in virtually all categories of Super Metroid. So whether you're a rando player or a vanilla player, look at Desmos just hopping over a super again. Come on, just take them if that's the route you're going to go. Toasty picking up a little extra firepower. Not a bad idea. Ridley takes 30 shots, and Toasty shouldn't have any problem with that. I absolutely expect Toasty to farm for health even after the drops from the Metal Pirates, which are usually very good. Well, I don't know. Toasty's really good, so he's going to use some supers. 3 supers on the Metal Pirates. 1, 2, and 3. Kind of wish Toasty had cooler beams because Toasty's got some good beam memes. I respect this decision with this health. Toasty is a really experienced runner. Got it. Toasty is a really experienced runner. He's going to pick up a little bit of health down here. Going to pick up a little bit of health here in the, we call this the pre-farm room, or pre-Ridley room, or the farm room. And plenty of health for 30 supers. And Toasty has a little bit extra firepower with the missiles, but he's going to have to make sure that he's patient enough that he doesn't blow supers. Desmous skipping vanilla gravity suit there because he knows what's there. He's going to make his way down, most likely to lower Norfair. I think that's one super that's co-jacked. Toasty's got some missiles to put the finishing touches on Ridley. If I'm Toasty right now, I'm checking the Ridley E-Tank. Could find charge. I've found charge at Ridley E-Tank several times. Okay, so Desmous is not going to lower Norfair, or if he is, going a different way. I think he's going to check and see some of the items that were missed earlier, potentially. Okay, so he knows that he has not checked Blue Brinstar power bombs. We know there's nothing good there, but you know, I would probably be making this check if I didn't know that. Pardon me for 1 second, everybody. All right, sorry about that, everybody. I'm back now. All right, so Toasty, checking the Firefly E-Tank room. Again, not finding anything of serious value. At this point, going into Meridia, still hoping to find packs of supers or potentially charge beam would be really helpful for Toasty. But at this point, I would be making all these checks. I wouldn't consider any of them out of the way. Boy, oh boy, the beams in this game so far. So Desmous checking Billy Mays. I think he has the right idea. You know, going back for some other checks, and Toasty finds charge. So there's not that much left, I'm sure, for Toasty. We'll go on up to Meridia, face Dragon. And she shouldn't give Toasty any trouble, because Toasty has plenty of supers. And Desmous is checking Blue Brinstar super missiles, or Blue Brinstar power bombs, which are super missiles, which I'm still surprised that he's not picking that up. Again, not knowing where charge beam is. It's interesting. But I have to be honest, you know, forgivable. Sometimes in a rando seed, when you're kind of doing this kind of backtracking, I mean, you're not watching the restream. Obviously, you can't, because it would be cheating to see what your opponent is doing. But you have no idea. I mean, at this point, if I was Desmous, I'm not checking to see if there's a dot done yet. But I would be a little frustrated at being 5 minutes in and having only two bosses down. So, and for tracking, if you know, yeah, it's all good. So Toasty has 3 bosses down. So Toasty is ahead by boss count. Toasty is ahead by movement and progression items, and way ahead by ammo because Toasty has charge beam. So we'll see. Desmos, I would imagine would be heading down to Lower Norfair. Would be my best guess. I am a little curious with Toasty. Toasty being in full go mode right now. I wonder if Toasty's going to make any serious checks in Meridia. You know, there's a couple on the way, like Batoon E-Tank. That's a really easy one to do a check. So no problem there. He could check after he defeats Dragon. He could check the E-Tank. I'm sorry, the space jump item. Toasty has speed, could check Aqueducts, but the only thing Toasty's going to find at this point are what we would call quality of life items. Just things that would help him get through the race faster. And Toasty has charge, so he's going to have no trouble with Batoon. Charge and plasma, couple shots. Now, if Desmous was here, he'd have to worry not having charge beam. He would have to worry about his super count at Batoon. But we know that right now, Desmous doesn't have the items to get there. And making a very interesting decision to go to X-Ray. But again, not knowing where anything can be, and this being a full randomizer, you know, that's going to be a tough jump. You're right there. You can run and get that. You have to move back a little bit farther. Yeah, there you go. Come on. You can do this. I really hope Space Jump is there or something like, oh my goodness. You hate to see it, folks. You know, he's done a really great job for a lot of this race. Kept up with Toasty really well for 30 minutes. Maybe even 35 minutes. It's just kind of unfortunate luck when it comes to checks and, you know, decisions. Toasty ended up deciding to do that Bubble Mountain check, and that really worked out for him. I feel really bad for Desmos because if he had had enough supers to get into the Metal Pirates room, Desmos would not be that far behind Toasty right now. So that's Super Metroid for you, folks. And this was an evil seed. That's right. I never blame the person who rolls the seed. Because to be honest, that person is usually me. Pardon me for 1 second, folks. I'm sorry again. All right. So we have Toasty doing kind of a combination here of, you know, charged plasma, and well, that was a little bit Toasty. You know, could have taken some chain damage there. Took a little bit of chain damage from Dragon, not too much. Not even going to bother to check Space Jump. Meanwhile, Desmos, he has decided to make a play for Meridia, and if you know, you can definitely do that. So let me explain the mind. I was going to say gravity jump. I was going to explain that tech where you turn off the gravity suit to get a little bit of jump because the water physics allow that kind of thing. But Desmos, he just high jumped up there and it worked. Chain damage could have changed the race. Yeah, absolutely. Because that would have put Toasty back all the way to Lower Norfair. I think Toasty had a save down in Lower Norfair. I don't remember exactly. And wait a minute. Does Toasty doesn't have screw attack on, does he? It's just what the sprite looks like with this weird coloring, right? Okay. Thought I tuned out there for a minute. So I'm pretty sure at this point, you know, it's almost certain that Toasty has got this win in the bag. But, you know, it is Super Metroid. Stranger things have happened. There's not enough E-tanks for stand-up, so highly unlikely we'll see a soft lock. We have Toasty has charge beam, so again, highly unlikely there'll be a soft lock. I would imagine he would save before Mother Brain. So if Toasty saves before Mother Brain, then absolutely. Desmos, I feel bad. Trolley seed. I had a trolley seed this afternoon that had ice. Ice was at Aqueduct and speed was at Croc. And I took the chance and went to Croc and I found speed. But originally my plan was to go to Meridia. Had I gone to Meridia, I would have been in big trouble because you need speed to get through Aqueduct, and that's where ice was. And you need both. You need either ice or speed, or you have to be really good at a crystal flash to get access to Batoon so you can get over to Dragon. Man, anything can happen. So Desmos is spring ball, so not too difficult to do this check right here. That shot is a little hard with the plasma. You got spring ball. You can just bounce. There you go. All right, so ice. So Desmos has found their Meridia access. He's found his Meridia access. So honestly, ice being that's a little trolly. And it's a good thing Desmos had spring ball. Now, you can still get up there without it. I guess he's looking for how to get out of here. Just hang out right there, Desmos. Or maybe he's... I know that sand can be tricky. I mean, I'm a hundo runner, so I know exactly where in the sand to go, but and even more sand for Desmos, and that sand is a pain. Toasty right now, he has to kill these Metroids with 3 power bombs. So what he's going to do, he's going to lay a power bomb, which will it's like the siren call for Metroids. They'll come and follow. He can blow a power bomb at the front of the room, and then all the Metroids in the room will just come after you. So the only ways to kill the Metroids are with 3 power bombs, or iced in 1 super, or ice in 5 missiles. So Toasty has plenty of power bombs. So that's more ammo you have to worry about. If you don't have ice, you need power bombs, because the Metroids will drop power bombs, but I wouldn't count on it unless you have a horde of power bombs like Toasty. So, it looks like Toasty has made all the calls. I'm going to say that the 2 places where Desmos went the most wrong was when he decided not to check any of the rooms in Upper Norfair. In Bubble Mountain, which is, Toasty found speed in the Bubble Mountain Reserve, and then just super count. So right now, if I'm Desmos, I'm going to this farming room right down here to the bottom right. T Classic runners are very familiar with. Right to the right, and nope, they're skipping it again. So I have a hard time rewatching my rando races because I'm pretty terrible sometimes when I play this. Sometimes I get lucky and I do a good job in seed, but if he rewatches this, I hope the one thing that he takes from this race is that have charge beam, or make sure you have full supers going into Lower Norfair. Oh my goodness, that Namahe hit like a tank right there. That flame. Toasty refilling his health. Yep. Super Metroid can be a very, very punishing game. Very punishing. So without having ice, Toasty's just going to blast through these. 4 supers will take out a Zeb pretty quickly. So It's a good thing Toasty has supers, has plenty of ammo. Even with, turret RNG, there should be plenty of ammo, but Toasty's going to have to mess around with these Rinkas here. If you freeze the Rinkas and kill them, you get a moment of respite when they don't come back. They don't respawn as quick. But if you don't have ice, they're just going to keep respawning and respawning. So Mother Brain 1 is down. Lava Dive 3 coming up for Desmous. Nice little chronic boost in there. And this is really good. I do not believe, as far as how long the cutscene is in the escape, and this plasma shot was going to be 35 shots, 30, maybe 35 shots with charged plasma. I know it's 20 shots with plasma wave ice combo. So I'm doing a little estimating. So not quite a sub-hour race for Toasty, but really low hour, which very good for a rando. Really impressive, really solid work from Toasty tonight. Put on a wonderful show. Catch up. You can Mother Brain has a couple tells when it comes to her catch up. You see the hand goes back. Now Toasty will take significant damage from that catch up beam if it connects. So he's going to damage down right now. Desmous is going to do a very, very risky worst room in the game. This is the worst room in the game with one of the worst loadouts you can have aside from maybe low percent ice. So this is not fun. Nice job taking out those pirates. I'm going to be interested to see if he can get all the way back to the Metal Pirates room, and I would call that a success. All right, now here's the other thing. Got to get through the amphitheater, has to get through the Key Hunter room, and he can take no hits from here on out. So, and those Key Hunters are going to take a significant amount of shots, and he can't get through these pirates without super in them, so he's going to have to jump, and he's going to have to avoid beams. Super great movement, though. Unbelievable. Toasty waiting out the cutscene. Desmous checking here. We know that the police had to flee first. There you go. A smart idea. But it's going to be, getting back is going to be tricky. Oof. Can't take it. Those spikes. Can't take another hit from those spikes. Maybe. Do spike 30 damage? Brutal. Now we're in the dark. Toasty having a little bit of trouble in this Mother Brain 3 fight. 40 shots from the Hyper Beam will bring Mother Brain 3 down. And then Toasty escape left, and we're about a minute and 45 from GG. Oh my gosh, will you see that? Did you see that Key Hunter just dropped a super? Had that happen when he was here before. Oh, that was bold. Had this happened when he was there before, he at least would have made it to the Metal Pirates, and this entire game would have changed. Thank you, chat, for making up for any deficiencies I might have in my commentary. I do appreciate that. This game is so with so deep with everything, and fortunately, a very knowledgeable community that is not shy about letting you know exactly what happened. And there you go, Desmous gets taken out by Tuskegee down in Wasteland, and probably starting to check SRL and wondering if a dot done is going to come in. If he knows anything about Toasty, knows Toasty is a really strong in many categories, very strong rando runner, and is just about to enter the ship. And what I thought was a really exciting run. So GG Toasty, excellent job. This puts Toasty at 2-1. for the third round of this SMRAT. So really super job from Toasty. And Desmous has forfeited from the race. Sorry, Desmous. But again, wonderful show up until you ended up just down in Lower Norfair. Kept it pretty close. Thanks for the help in chat, everybody. Thanks for the critiques also as well. I'm new at this. It's very important to me that things done right. So, it's difficult sometimes to take people being critical, but I'm okay with that. I would like this to be a good show for everybody. So please, thank you so much in chat. I really do appreciate it. And GG Desmous, you definitely put up a lot of heart. Showed some really good stuff. And I'm not sure if any of our runners would come into an interview, but they're both welcome. Toasty or Desmous?
Hello.
How you doing?
Hey.
So Toasty, that was pretty excellent. You and Desmous were very close, except for one pivotal moment. Can you guess what the most pivotal moment of this race was? And I'm not sure if any of our runners would come into an interview.
Did Desmous skip the top of Rick's ship or skip bowling?
So no.
Okay.
Actually, what happened is when you were in Bubble Mountain and you went to go check Bubble Mountain Reserve.
Yeah.
Desmous went straight for Lower Norfair.
Oh, okay.
So you ended up with speed. And you guys were really you guys were synced up at that elevator ride going down into Upper Norfair.
Oh, wow.
And then when you both made the same play to Bubble Mountain, and it was so close. You guys made a lot of different checks. You went in a lot of different places, but it all came together right there.
Oh, so that's awesome.
It was so cool, but you went with speed, so we knew you had an advantage going into Lower Norfair anyways, because your movement was going to be faster. But Desmous had a bad super count. So when he got down to Metal Pirates, he couldn't get in the room.
Oh, no. Oh.
And all about farming for supers. That part of Lower Norfair is like you're not getting supers.
It's miserable. You have to Oh boy, that's a really tough spot. Dang. Yeah, if you saw me, I did the little bug farm before going in all the way to full. It's just like, you know what? Not messing around.
That's the call.
Yeah.
That's the call, and Desmous ended up finding ice. So if Desmous had gone, if Desmous had gone down and found, and went the way you went, he would have eventually found Charge Beam, and then that race would have been a lot closer because because ice would have given him access into Meridia. You had access through speed. Into Batoon. You had access with speed. He would have had access with ice. So it was really cool. And I thought you both did a really great job with the choices that you made. And it was just very unfortunate that Desmous, got soft locked there at the Metal Pirates, basically, because really incredible up until then.
That's cool that we had. Yeah, I knew he was a really good runner, and I really had to play at a high level. And I just want to say, GG Desmous, and that was a really hard seed. Like the everything from the start, like doing all of Big Pink with no E-tanks. I almost died. I was sweating the whole time. Everything was hard. Lower Norfair was hard. Meridia was really hard. I farmed everywhere. Like the whole seed. It was just farming to stay alive.
Man, oh man. Desmous, do we have you here?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you great. I don't know how much of that you heard. Did you know what the most pivotal moment of this race was?
It was probably when I died in Lower Norfair, huh?
Are you referring to not having enough supers to get into Metal Pirates?
Yeah, the soft log.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. You guys, y'all were both made so many different choices, but you ended up on the elevator ride down into Upper Norfair at the exact same time. So you both headed to Bubble Mountain at the exact same time. So Toasty ended up going up to Bubble Mountain Reserve and found speed. And that's when everything changed.
Yeah.
And then he farmed up to full supers in the farming room right before you go to the lava dive area.
You know, I was there a little bit too, and then I decided, you know what? I don't remember how many supers I had, but I was like, the power bombs, I'll get some power bombs is what I was really worried about. I've never had the super missile soft lock. I've only ever had the power missile or power bomb soft lock, so it wasn't even on my mind that I needed super missiles until like I get into the room with all the big Deskigas and stuff or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I need a super missile. So by the time I realized that I was gonna soft lock, it was already too late because I've never had it happen to me before.
You know, that's been my personal experience with Rando is I've never had that happen before, and then it happens, and I'm like, all right, well, that will never happen again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's just so many situations in these things you can't anticipate until you're there. It's just, yeah. So many weird things.
In a Rando, everything is more important to keep track of than in the vanilla category. Your ammo count specifically. If you don't have bombs, you need to have power bombs. If you don't have charge, you need supers.
Yeah, that was tough, and ammo was a problem. I really got bailed out by charge and plasma, especially charge towards the end. Because I had 35 supers leaving LN, no ice beam, so I can't. I need like a total of like 80 at this point, and I only have one area to go. It's like that could have been really bad.
I'm trying to remember where charge beam was. Was it in Lower Norfair? I believe it was, right?
Yeah, on the escape next to
That's right. Oh, was it Hodarubi Special Missiles area?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, where was Ice Beam, Desmos?
It was right there in left sand pit. The one in the egg. It was left sand pit right at him.
I bet you were glad you had spring ball for that room.
Yeah. Did you pick up Toasty? Did you pick up spring ball right at the beginning?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I love the spring ball. I was very happy to see that.
Oh, you know, I gotta high five Desmous, by the way, for one of the coolest spring ball strats I've seen. Getting through the Rising Tide room. That was really neat use of spring ball that I hadn't considered because, well, I don't think I've ever been in that room with spring ball.
You mean it was on the track? Or?
Yeah, it's just jumping. It's just really good aim. It was cool.
Yeah, it was just like I've never been in the room either. I was just like, how can I utilize the items I have to get through this room the fastest? And I was like, spring ball, it's overpowered.
That's one of my favorite things about watching Rando, though, is the really cool strats like that it affords you. And thank you guys for this race because just doing the commentary and watching the choices you made is very helpful for me learning how to play Rando. And it made it a very exciting race to call. And Desmos, even though this was like maybe a frustrating seed for you, I hope you go back and watch it because really all the way up until that one moment in Bubble Mountain, it was a really exciting, extremely close race. The only advantage Toasty had over you at that point was ammo.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
guess I just gotta watch it back and see what I can do differently next time.
Car?
I mean, that's all we can do. So, hey guys, how are you going to prepare? If you want to maybe let our viewers know, or how are you going to prepare for your next random turning match?
Into the sunset.
Do you want to go first, Toasty?
Sure. Yeah, I tried to for this one. I tried to focus on the logic a little bit more than last one. So for example, I didn't check the gauntlet E-tank, even though I could have. It was like right there, and I was like trying to think about the logic, and like I don't know. I still need to work on that. It's confusing. And I need to learn speed step skip at some point. I think I don't know. Probably can't do that.
Oh, really quick! How badly did you want bombs at Sky Missiles?
Oh yeah, I saw that item for like 2 frames, and I thought it was missiles, but I was like, oh, what if it's speed boosters? Oh my god. stupid
So
item.
Desmos, how about you, Desmos? How are you going to prepare for your next match?
Well, two things is I was worried about Crystal Flash Clip the whole race. I was looking for bombs, waiting for it to show up, because then I was like, without ice, without speed, I'm going to lose. Because I don't know Crystal Flash Clip. So that's number one priority, learn Crystal Flash Clip. And then the second thing is preparing not to lose, to get into the rat bracket to face Toasty again.
That would be a rematch I would absolutely watch for sure.
Okay, Remy.
Come back.
Yeah, GG. It sounds like we were super close. Like it would have been Speed Booster versus Ice or something, you know, like at the very end.
You know what? If Desmos did not soft lock, that's exactly what it would have been.
Dang, and that would have been super close because, Turin is so slow.
There will be if I don't do it.
I did. It was actually after I soft locked when I found ice, so I wouldn't have known where that. If I didn't die, I wouldn't know where that was.
So it wasn't before.
So
that's
I
right.
probably would have gotten speed after Lore Norfair, and it would probably just be a speed versus speed. But he would have had the advantage because he had speed throughout all Lore Norfair. So, but
that's true.
I'm looking forward to facing you in the rat bracket.
Yeah, man, that was a really good match. That was a hard seed, and GG. I'm sorry that it ended like that. It's a bummer.
Oh well, it was close for the first half. That's all you can ask for.
Well, that sounds great. But thank you so much, GG guys. Thanks for giving a great show. Toasty, being friends with you through all the GT Classic and all that stuff, and getting to know you. It was an absolute pleasure to call a race for you. So I had a blast watching you. Really great to see you. I haven't seen you race before, so thanks for giving a good show for everybody. This was just really great. I had a wonderful time. Thanks to chat. Thanks our restreamer and Vario. Thanks Glove. They did a great job with tracking. And I'm Kev Nastics. Give Speedrunners Arena a follow. Give Toasty and Desmos a follow, and then Vario and Glove. And if you're not done hearing me speak, follow me as well. Thank you, everybody. Toasty, Desmos, you got any last words before we close?
Good luck in the next round, Desmos. Yeah, best of luck in the rest of the tournament.
You as well.
Yeah, thanks so much. And thank you, Kev.
Yeah, no problem. GG, y'all.
What's why?
And Invarial and Glove as well.
Yeah.
All right, looks like we're raiding incroyable. See y'all next mission.